Enjoy your meeting. Just a reminder, today's meeting is being recorded.
Hello, and welcome to the Wednesday Wisdom Call with Young Living. It is June 10th. For those of you who are just joining us, if you would either push mute on your phone or push *6, either of those things will go ahead and mute you. Carrie, are you on the line with us yet? Okay, but Julie, you were there, correct?
Yeah, and she just replied to my text, so
okay.
I'm surprised she's not on.
So perhaps I bet she put in the wrong code. Ask her to look for that code again.
Well, I did that. So,
okay. And then I wonder if she's muted for some reason. Okay, well we're gonna go ahead and get started with you, Julie. So just a couple of things for those listening in to know about that we have coming up. Tomorrow, if you are local to the Phoenix area at the Rio facility, there is a fitness and oils class. It's a make and taste, which is kind of fun. That'll be starting at 10 a.m., and I had a chance to sit in with the awesome women that are leading that tomorrow, and it's going to be a really, really awesome class. So for yourselves, but also a great class to invite people to from your team. And then coming up on June 25th, that's actually my husband's and my 10-year anniversary, so we won't be there. But the rest of the team will be living the dream. So if you are wanting an opportunity to introduce the business to other people, this is a great class to bring business prospects to. Perhaps you've talked to them already, but now they just need a second exposure to the business. Perfect class for that to happen. They'll get just a taste of why this business makes sense, and they'll also get to hear stories from those who are successfully building businesses with Young Living. And then last but not least, August 2nd through 6th and August 6th through 10th are the two installments is the word they wanted to use. That's not the word I'm looking for. The two different sessions of convention this year. And it's really something that you don't want to miss. Now, I know that it's all sold out, but if you are wanting to go to convention, there are ways to find out about tickets that may come available. And so if you're interested in that, make sure that you message one of us on the Living Well Now team so we can hook you up with some groups on Facebook that you can get in to ask about tickets. It is a really awesome opportunity. So if you don't get to go this year, make sure that as soon as those tickets come available for next year, 2016, that you are on that getting tickets for convention. It really does make a huge difference in growing your business and in the belief that it builds in, one, network marketing, but two, in the products that we have. So we are going to get started with Julie Garitson today. Julie is
Carrie should be on the line now.
Yay,
I'm here. Sorry about that, guys.
We're going to get started with both these ladies today. So we have Julie Garitson on the line. She is mom to Rebecca and Bella. She has a part-time job in education and is working part-time on her fortune with Young Living. Carrie, she has 5 kids total. She's an active mother, passionate about helping her kids create remarkable lives. And she also, interestingly enough, works part-time in education as she is working on her Young Living fortune. So I'd like to welcome both of these ladies to the call. They are both currently executives working on silver at the moment. And we're just going to get to hear a little bit about their journey today, which I'm super excited about. So we're going to start, Julie, with you. If you would just share a little bit about your story. Now, we talk about business stories being short, like a minute at the most, but I'm saying for this call, if you want to expound a little bit on it, feel free to make it a little bit longer, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Okay. Well, like Andrea said, I am a part-time community college teacher by trade, but also a full-time mom and wife. My friend Angie was the one that introduced me to Young Living Essential Oils in November of 2012. 1990, I was starting to say. I first joined because of thieves and the wonderful properties that Angie had told me about. But it didn't take me long after that. I was looking to supplement my family's income with some part-time hours. My most immediate goal right now is to transition out of teaching at the end of this summer, which means July.
Ooh.
And that way I can focus on my fortune with even more part-time hours than what I am teaching.
Wow.
My next goal after that one is a little bit further down the road, and I am wanting to retire my husband in May of 2017. And then the biggest goal that I have is that I am going to build water wells in Africa.
So cool. So very cool. We're going to go to Carrie, and she's going to share her business story with us quickly, and then I have some questions for you guys. So Carrie, go ahead.
Okay, no problem. All right, so when I first started out as a member with Young Living, I was a stay-at-home mom, and I still am to some degree. We come from a one-income family, and I was just seeking out healthier alternatives for my loved ones, but I had zero interest in running a business. And once I started, because of my own personal use with essential oils and sharing them with others, I sort of just stumbled right into the business side of Young Living. Mm-hmm. And I have to say that the first accidental paycheck was a real eye-opener for me. It was, it's at that point that I realized the potential with Young Living, and that, my potential, that I could not only help my own family live a healthier lifestyle, but I could assist others to do the same thing, and at the same time help supplement our income, which is huge for us. And I just think I've learned to broaden my scope a little bit, to dream a little bit bigger. And I want my husband to be able to retire early. I want to be able to spend more time together as a family. And I think the big thing for us right now is just financial freedom. At the beginning, I went from I don't want to be in business to maybe I can do this business, and now I feel like I'm at a point where I can say I'm gonna run a successful business with Young Living. Mm-hmm. And I've always told Angie, who was also the gal that introduced me to all the wonderful world of oils, that I want to do something remarkable, something unexpected, and I'm convinced that with Young Living that the best is yet to come.
So awesome. So let's talk just a little bit about belief, because you guys have some really awesome goals, and I'm just wondering, from the time that you started growing or accidentally stumbled into the business side of it to now, how has your belief either in yourselves or in this business model or in the company, how has it changed or grown? Who wants to take that?
I was letting Julie go first, obviously.
Go ahead, Julie. Go ahead, Julie.
I will. Well, because I was not going to do the business either when I first started using the oils. I was just happy just using them. And so that in that way, Carrie and our story's a little bit the same, but it's just the more you share, the more you use, the more you share, the more the
confident,
the belief, the confidence. It's just the posturing, all of that. Just I feel for me just came the further along I went.
So sticking with it, and just. If you are on the call, please mute yourself. You can push *6 or push the mute button to mute. Thank you. So Julie, you would say just a matter of continually sharing, that just the time that elapsed helped you to build your faith in this business, your belief. Okay, awesome. Anything, Carrie, you would add to that?
Just with every step that I take towards making this a successful thing for myself, it just seems like I feel like I've grown a little bit personally, and I'm feeling more confident. I mean, speaking in front of groups is not my thing. I would have told you that in the beginning, and I'm pretty sure Angie remembers me saying that. it's not my thing, but with every step, it just seems like I'm sort of getting it, and the light bulb comes on, and I'm writing thank you notes, and I'm writing little, notes of appreciation to people that have become members, and it just seems like I'm able to push myself a little bit farther than I thought I could.
And would you say that personal growth that you're experiencing was a side benefit? Did you expect that when you started growing the business?
No, I didn't expect it.
Mm-hmm. I always tell people, yeah, it's awesome. It's almost the best part of building this business. I mean, the income that comes is nice, and it can allow us to do things that maybe we weren't able to before. But gosh, the personal development that comes with growing your own business is phenomenal. You're always coming up against
the fear of rejection and the fear of people that you talk to not believing in the product. And then, I've kind of learned that, I'm not going to be able to convince everybody. I'm not going to be able to please everybody. Every person is in their own space, their own time. And, but I also have had people where I would invite them to classes over and over again, and then they would never really respond. And then I'd send them a personal message saying, are you interested in learning more about the oils? And I had one gal that said, not at this time. So I just stopped inviting her. And then, lo and behold, she's now signed up with me and starting a team of her own. So you just never know where those seeds are going to start, bursting up through.
You never know. You just keep planting. You just keep planting. That's awesome. Thank you. So let's talk a little bit about struggles early on. What would you say were some of the struggles that you faced early on in building your businesses? Julie, we'll start with you.
Just being able to stick with it, and not, or I should maybe muddling through it, and that comes with the confidence, though, too. The more confident, then that becomes easier, and not wanting to quit but not doing it, because I've been told over and over again, and still am told, don't quit. Not that I would quit at this point in time, but, just even though it in the beginning was back there in the back of my mind to have the support system, which has been huge, to say, it'll be all right, to have somebody come beside me, whether it was Deb or Andrea or Angie or anybody else, and, kind of whether it was over the phone or in person, put your arm around me and say, it's going to be okay, this is what we're going to do, or this is what you're going to do, getting ideas, just making sure I don't go, well, I don't know how I want to say that, so but, not to wallow so much.
You're speaking to the importance of leaders speaking life into their new business builders, right? Of showing them where they're going. Am I hearing that right? So as wherever we are, whether you're at the star level, the senior star level, executive level, wherever you're at, as you have new builders coming on, speaking that life into them and telling them, hey, you've got this. This is, and helping them to paint that picture of where they are going. Julie, I remember a conversation you and I had right before you hit executive. And I said, you gave some date several months out or something. And I was like, Julie, you're going to do it this month. And you did, didn't you?
Yeah. It was. I tell that story all the time. It was at the Senior Star Dinner, and I believe it was in July of last year. And driving home, I was with you and Deb, and we started talking. It was probably you brought it up about when am I going to reach executive, and I had said December. And you asked me some very specific questions about OGV and stuff, and then you were like, nope, it'll be by September. And September was when I hit executive.
Yep. So awesome. And now I know you're on the doorstep of silver. So, okay, we'll come back to you. So, Carrie, how about you? Some struggles that you faced at the beginning of building?
Well, probably the first would be convincing my husband that all of this is legit. But I just kept at it, using them. I believed in the product, and then now he's requesting things for me to use on him for various things, and he gets upset when he can't find a particular oil that he's looking for. and he's even gotten to the point where he's led a couple classes himself. So
has he really?
Yeah, just in our home.
Oh, I don't think I knew this. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And so he's willing, but his time is limited because he's our sole provider outside of the Young Living business. So, and the other thing would be probably scheduling time to actively do the business. I think Angie's tried multiple times to sit down with me and tell me, carve it out in your calendar, box out this time slot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I taught for 10 years, and I was so incredibly organized when I was teaching. And then when I had my youngest two, I stayed home. And I thought, I got this. We're going to clean bathrooms on Monday, and then everything just fell apart. I wasn't able to organize and structure my household life the way I was when I was working. So I think I struggled a little bit, organizing that and carving that time out into each day. And so now, I get my calendar out and I box in this, and I try and set those hours aside. And I'm not a pro at it yet, but I'm working towards it. I'm trying to get better at it. So that's probably was a struggle, a big struggle.
Yeah, and I know that you're not alone on that, Carrie, because I think that that's probably a struggle that most people, when they start off building this business, find, and I think it comes down, really at the heart of it, I think it comes down to they don't really believe, and you probably didn't really believe that this was going anywhere significant. And so to actually take the time and make the time for those business hours didn't feel that important in the beginning,
Right.
So how can the more we can help new builders see the long term, that this is a 4-year career and that you're just now at that senior star level, you're just building the basis of this business, and it's absolutely unbelievable where it's going to go if you stick with it and stick to those hours and treat it like a business and not like a hobby.
Right.
Thank you for showing that. So what you guys have shared a little bit about what you've learned along the way, but is there something else that you'd like to share? Some kind of like aha or some piece of learning that you've figured out in the last few months of building as you've come into executive?
Well,
Julie?
I actually heard this at convention last year, and it's really stuck with me. But that you should make your rank by the 15th of the month. And then everything else after that is just gravy. So if you're planning on, your goal is for this month, senior star, really work the first 2 weeks and get that done by the 15th. And then the rest of the month, it's like, just extra. I did learn that lesson too after hearing it. There was one month where the last day of the month I was on the phone. I worked probably 8 hours that day on Young Living and just trying to get that rank for that month. And I did, but at the end of that day, I said, I never want to have to put myself through that again on the last day of the month. It's just too stressful, and, I could have been doing other things, So if you really try to reach that rank by the 15th of the month, and that's what I've been trying to do for a year, and some months have been more successful than others, but, that's the way it goes sometimes.
Thanks for sharing that. I did not hear that at convention, so I just learned something on this call. Awesome. Carrie, go ahead. Something that you've learned along the way.
I would say something that I'm learning along the way.
Yeah.
I am so excited to try different products, new products, that everything that I earn above and beyond what my cost of my oils monthly, I want to buy more and more oils and more lotions and different things and try them because I hear such good things about all these different products. I'm really having to take a step back because I do want to build the business, and I feel like there's things that I need. There's books that I need to read. There's just various third-party products that I need to absorb so that I can advance my own personal development. And so I feel like I really have to sit down and focus on what it is that I absolutely need, and the extra stuff I need to kind of take and roll into the business piece of it, whether it is I need to get business cards or, that kind of thing, just so that I'm sort of prepared to continue on with the business side.
That's awesome. I heard somebody say that the money that you put back into your business will come back to you tenfold. If you invest in your business, it's going to pay for itself. It's not like it's really money even out of pocket. It'll come back to you. So that's really sage advice, especially for people who are just getting started and they feel like they're putting, more money out than what they're spending. It's the best money that you can spend is investing in yourself and on your business. Absolutely. Okay, thank you, guys. So really quickly, both of you went to convention last year, and now as you go back to convention this year, you're both going back at least one rank higher than you were last year. So tell me a little bit about the connection between convention and building your business and the success that you have found in building your business this year. Why is convention important, or why is going to, something like masterminds? Some of you on the call have probably heard of masterminds, or Eric Worre's GoPro event. These type of destination events, why are they important? What have you seen?
I would say the excitement and just being around other people who are going through the same thing, learning the same things, getting to see the new products right then that come out, and coming home and being able to share that with the people on my team. Look at all this stuff that I bought. New things that now you can buy. But I think really just the excitement of all of it, and then being able to leave there with that excitement and bring it to your team back home.
Carrie, what would you add to that?
It was doing convention was a huge leap for me, just because I don't typically leave my family and just take off and do that kind of thing. But I am so glad that I did. It was aside from all the informative classes, I'm kind of have to agree with Julie about the excitement. It was inspiring seeing the crowd and being a part of all the people that were in attendance at convention, and just around the like-minded individuals, and to witness the rank advancements on stage, and just to hear about all the new things that are going on. It just kind of solidified how I felt about the company and about my use with essential oils. And it was great to actually see the farms and to see the distillery. It was just like that extra piece of the puzzle that just fit into place that helped me just feel like I got to see the whole package.
Yes. Awesome.
And you know what, also, if I can add something, is meeting the people, new people on the Living Well Now team that, now we're Facebook friends with. And last week at the Senior Star Dinner, Emily happened to be in town, so she was there, and just those connections, too, that you make there.
So fun. Okay, so one thing that's kind of unique about the two of you is that you're not on the same team. Andrea Lahman is both of your sponsors, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you both were in a mom's group together. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so is that how you two met?
Yes.
Was it mom's group or bunco? One or the other.
Okay. So you guys met
in moms, I think.
And you two are cross-line of each other. So you're like cousins or something like that. But anyway, what I love about our Living Well Now team is the camaraderie and the teamwork that we see in cross-line. And we're seeing it all over the place. The ladies that are leading the local meeting tomorrow at Rio, they are all cross-line of each other. Ange and I do a lot of things together. We're cross-line. And so I just think there's something really cool about working with your cross-line. So if you are starting to build this business, get to know the people that are part of the Living Well Now team. So just, seek out those people that you might be able to do some stuff with. It's just a really cool support system. So I just wanted to mention that because I didn't know that you guys met at, well, now I guess maybe you didn't meet at Mom's Club, but something, along the way years ago, and now have your own team. So any last words of wisdom for everybody who's listening in on this call?
words of wisdom. Go ahead, Julie.
What would you say to a new builder?
Oh, gosh.
Based on the experience that you've had, what's something you would leave them with? Don't worry, it doesn't have to be super profound, just something, a tidbit, a little piece of advice, something.
Stick with it. Like I felt all along that I could be slow and steady and still win the race, you know, and just keep at it. And I feel like now that I hit executive a month sooner than I had anticipated, and I kind of look at it as a challenge. And now I've got some people that are in the downline that are super on fire and excited, and I have a sense of responsibility to them. And it's exciting to see them as excited as I am about all this stuff. So I think just, you know, keep at it. It's okay. Everything's going to happen when it's supposed to happen.
Don't quit.
Don't
I love it. Okay, and Julie?
Well, I don't remember where I saw this or read it, but it came up in my coaching session too last week that even if you only advance one rank a year, it would 9 years and you'd be Royal Crown Diamond. You know, and in the whole scheme of things, that's not that long. Yeah, it's a little bit longer than the four-year career, but, you know, 9 years, that's it. You can be at the top unless they change the compensation plan.
No, but good point. And it goes right back to what Carrie said, that if you stick with it, you're going to get where you want to go. You know, I was just listening to Danny Johnson call today, and she talked about failure and how failure is really our friend. Like, as long as we get back up, we learn things each time we fail. And the most important thing is just to continue to stick with it, whatever that goal is, wherever it is you want to go. Don't give up, even when it seems hard, even when it seems hopeless. You keep
that failure
going.
can be a launching pad.
It can be a launching pad.
Yeah.
Carrie and Julie, thank you so much for being on this call. Really, really appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you.